I have something to admit. I have lied to you. I hate that. I hate that. But today, I'm gonna be giving you the truth. Okay, I'm being totally dramatic, but these are products that I have changed my mind on. I have told you guys one thing, and upon thinking about it, giving it some more time to marinate, I've changed my opinion on these. And listen, I've tested thousands of makeup products, right? So I'm not gonna be right on every single one and stand firm in my original opinion. And sometimes I do mix things up, and sometimes I'm too quick to judge. I gotta pat myself on the back though. My first impressions tend to be pretty accurate. I tend to stay pretty true to my thoughts. But there are some that are gonna change. I am human, and you know, maybe I've tested some of these products improperly, or maybe I've just, I don't know, I was excited for one reason and now I'm not anymore. So I'm righting my wrongs. That's the point of this series. I'm telling you products that I've changed my mind on. I gave you one review at one point, and now I'm changing my mind, and I'm telling you, I'm updating you. And some of these are because I ended up hating them, or the opposite, I actually ended up really loving them. So let's go ahead and get started. The first product that I have is fairly new. This is the Covergirl TruBlend Sun Sculpt Bronze and Glow Serum. Now, how have I lied to you? It's because the first time I used this, I hated this. I ripped it to shreds because I paired it with the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation, and it did not move. And I'd had some problems with this when it comes to more matte foundations, but honestly, it's not that bad. I've been using it more and it blends a lot easier, and with the foundations that I've been using it with, it's been working out really nice. I still stand by that it does dry a little fast, so I do like to do one side at a time, but you can see that blended out very nicely. So that one particular day soured my opinion on this product. And I don't know, I swear I had a couple more uses where it just didn't work out for me, and now all of a sudden it's working out for me. So I did want to give you the update on this. That is not that bad, honestly. You saw it. You saw it. If you saw that video, you saw this not blending and literally leaving a line on my face. So I wasn't making it up. But I've tested it a lot more, and it really isn't that bad. So I'm happy to admit my opinion has changed on this, because it is a nice product and I really do like the tone on this. I'm still not absolutely in love with it, but it's not that bad. Next, I want to talk about these Dior blushes. These are the Backstage Rosy Glow Sticks. My initial review on this for like the first year that it launched was these were nothing special. I didn't really recommend these. Now I really, really like them for some reason. Like, I love the finish that these leave on the cheeks. I truly remember not caring about these at all, and then one time, like a couple months ago, I purchased a new shade of this. Just, I don't know, I was feeling nice to give it another chance. And all of a sudden, now I really like them and I can't put them down, and I think the shades are beautiful and I think that they apply gorgeous. I am using the shade Candy today. Like, I love this. I think it's beautiful. Maybe at the time that these launched, I just wasn't as into cream blushes yet. I was a little bit more picky. I don't know, but there's been a lot of cream blushes that have launched, but for some reason, I love the shades in here. I love the glow that it gives. And this could all stem from my skin can be different now, because a couple years ago, I used to have a lot of bumps, especially along my jawline, and luckily that's just not really the case anymore. So some products are just sitting better on my skin, and maybe I'm just taking a guess, but I'm telling you, for some reason, I just really, really like these now. Okay, it's not that I've lied to you about this. I just really do not like this for myself. So this is the new Natasha Denona Hy-Glam Setting Powder. And in my original review, like, it did an amazing job of actually being waterproof. I literally dumped my face in water and nothing changed. But this makes my face look so freaking dry. And in my initial review, I didn't talk about that because I didn't quite notice it. But the more I wear this, the drier my skin looks. I truly don't even want to mess with this product right now because my skin is looking so juicy yummy and I'm about to mess it up. But I don't know. I stand by that it could be good for oily skin, but like, it's just gotten worse and worse on my dry skin. I'm not using that right now. I'm using a powder that I do like. I really should wait because I have a powder blush and this should be the last step, but whatever. It's fine. I don't even like this product. And I don't not recommend it. I think there's a time and a place for this, but generally for every day, I'm not loving it. It also kind of sits on top of the skin to apply. You really gotta work it in, which I don't like, which I do think that has to do with it creating a layer of protection. But anyways, I'm just applying a little bit because I don't want to mess up my makeup today. But yeah, this does make my skin look super duper dry and I really don't like it. And every time I did have to reach for it, I kind of was like, ugh. Like it works, it's waterproof, but like it makes me look terrible. So yeah, I don't like this. I've decided. It hurt me to say it because, you know, I will admit I do have my biases towards Natasha Denona products. I love her makeup line, but I'm saying it, I don't like this. I don't. Okay, this next product I may have overhyped. Like, I just love the range so much. I love the color so much. But upon reflection, like, it really is not that special of a formula. I still like this range. I still recommend it, but like only if there's a color that you really, really love, because there are so many powder blush formulas. And I'm looking at this as it's been transitioned to my main makeup collection, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe these aren't as special as I thought they were. I was blinded with them just being in my speed reviews drawer, being one of the only powder blushes that I was using at the time. But like I said, once I got this into my, I call it general population, I was like, you know, it's good. Everything that I said is true, but I overhyped it. So I want to bring you down about the MAC Skinfinish Colourstruck blushes. I do really like these and I really love some colors. So I don't want you to think that I was lying to you about that, but it is also just a powder blush. You know what I mean? And the real kicker for me is that these are quite expensive for a powder blush. Like, there are fantastic powder blushes at the drugstore with some similar colors, some dupes. And at the end of the day, I've decided this is just a powder blush. And I do like it, but it's very expensive for what it is. So, sale, absolutely worth it. But I came to. I really, really did. And these are a good powder blush. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, this one I have updated you guys on, but in case you missed it, because I know not everybody watches all of my videos, I did sing super high praises on the Bobbi Brown crystal eyeshadow sticks, but that is because I had not yet tried the deeper colors. The lighter colors were amazing, but the deeper colors are patchy. The colors I'm talking about are Brilliant Violet and Brilliant Bronze. And don't be fooled because they're gonna look gorgeous. I mean, gorgeous on the swatch. But they kind of have an ugly base color to them. And like I said, patchy. Okay, which one should I put on today? I think we'll do Violet to match my shirt a little bit. Here we go. The last time I applied this, I got it to look pretty decent. So, like, you see that base color is just not cute. When it comes to these demos, I truly do try to make them look good, because I'm not trying to look a fool for the rest of the day. A lot of the times when I film my videos, I film them first thing in the morning. So a lot of times that's the makeup I'm wearing for the day. So I really do try to make them look good. And sometimes I do walk around looking a fool. Like, if you ever see me in person, my makeup does not look good, it's because I'm testing something. I hardly ever wear my favorite products because I'm always testing something. Anyways, that looks okay. It's, I don't know if you can see, but it's just like uneven application. Like right here, it's a little patchy. Right here, I don't like the base color, but I find that as I layer it too, it begins to look even more patchy and even more chunky. It's just not as good as the light colors. I think there's such a difference between the light colors and the deep colors, where I highly recommend the light colors and I highly do not recommend the darker colors because it just doesn't look right on my eyelids. Today we're looking a bit better, which is nice. But these, again, are quite a pricey product, and there are so much better options out there. I think this is kind of a newish style of product, But if you're looking for an alternative, I would recommend the MagicLinks. Okay, the next product is one that I may have overhyped. I still do really like these, again, but I like them for a different purpose. So these are the L'Oreal Blurfiller Blurring Lip Contours. And I've been talking a lot about these just because I hated the Rhode so much, and these are so much better than the Rhode that these were looking really good since I was comparing them to the Rhode. But honestly, I don't like using these to contour my lips. I like using these as lipsticks though. And I like their colors too. Because I do find when I try to do the lip contour, it just looks a little crazy on me. So let me do it. It does a good job of what it's supposed to do, but if you find that overlining looks funky on you, like this looks messy. So messy. I see some women apply these and it looks so nice, but I look crazy. I have to be really meticulous about how I apply this, and since it is blurred, it doesn't last a long time. It doesn't set down. It just looks messy, especially as it wears down. So I've been liking to use these with an actual lip liner to define, and then I'll go over this as like a matte lipstick. But yeah, I don't know. I think I slightly overhyped these just because I hated the Rhode so much, but like I still don't, like for what they're supposed to be used for, I still don't really like them. I do like the Versed. I stand by the Versed, but like this is pretty as a lip stick, but whenever I go outside the lines, it looks crazy. And then the last product, I said these were just mid, and I actually really love them. So much so I got every single color in PR, and I kept like 2. That's how underwhelmed I was with them. And then I found that I just kept using them, so I ended up literally repurchasing a couple shades of the Milk Makeup Odyssey Lip Oil Gloss. This is just a product that I found myself mindlessly reaching for, and it didn't impress me upon initial use, clearly, but I feel like it makes my lips look so plush. It gives the perfect amount of pigment. It's not sticky at all, but it has enough grab to the lips where I feel like it has great longevity, and I love the shades. And I just think it makes my lips look really plump and pretty. And it's not like a stinging sensation either. I don't know, this is just one that I never told you guys about, where I just called them average at best. And then I realized I just kept using them, and so I literally went back and purchased products that I had given away. Because I was like, wait, I really do like these. So I ended up purchasing like these shades. So I really like the Milk Makeup lip oils. Like I think they're so nice, and they're very hydrating as well. And there we have it, you guys. Those are some products that I feel like I lied to you about. Unintentionally, of course, but I do not take it lightly that my job is literally to help you find and purchase things and give you recommendations, like your hard-earned money. And I feel really bad when I mess up a review or I give an inaccurate review to my own thoughts. And so I'm sorry if I've literally ever made you buy anything that you hated. Like that really ruins my day. My favorite comments are when you guys tell me you purchased something off of my recommendations and you loved it. So I just wanted to give you an update on these as I've been using them more and as they've been in my collection longer. And even though I review hundreds and hundreds of products every single year, sometimes I mess up, and these are ones that I feel like I messed up on. So yeah, I have so much pride in my channel and what I've created that I truly do give you guys my honest opinions. I'm extremely transparent on my thoughts on products, and when I mess up, I feel bad. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys, have a good one.
It's delicious.